Chapter 1. What are the odds? I got my first cybersecurity job 6 months after turning 18, right at the end of my freshman year of college. Between the ages of 18 and 19, I was already making over $100,000 as a cybersecurity professional. Yeah, I know it's a crazy flex, but that's not really the point. Let me explain. First and foremost, I moved to the United States from Nigeria when I was about 14 back in 2016, and I finished high school at 16 back in 2018. Mind you, I was temporarily introduced to cybersecurity in high school in 2017, but I had to move states, which means that my exposure to it was short-lived. Then I started college at 17 and got my first cybersecurity internship at 18. Now, I'm going to be the last person to diminish the amount of time, hard work, and dedication that I've put into my career over the years to get me to where I am right now. But just take a second to think about this. What are the odds that everything in my life aligned perfectly to get me to where I am today? Now, I'm not saying there weren't any obstacles along the way, like various life challenges and mishaps, struggles with various mental health issues, family, and several other things. But what are the odds? Now, as a Christian and a believer in God, I fully attribute it to Him because I know that I've mostly been walking by faith, and that's really helped me so far. But again, what are the odds? Chapter 2. The exception is the loudest voice. Now, I'm sure that if you don't live under a rock, you've seen stories of people making 6 figures in their first cybersecurity role. Hey, I was not making 6 figures in my first cybersecurity role or my second cybersecurity role. I'm just saying. But there are all these stories about people with exceptional experience when it comes to breaking into cybersecurity and starting their cybersecurity career. But you'd also notice that these stories are typically wildly unconventional. So they typically didn't have the regular route. They must have done something unconventional, meaning that something that the majority of people would not or cannot do. No offense to anyone out there, but that is what it means to be unconventional. They could have also gotten unconventional opportunities that opened unconventional doors for their careers, but think back to chapter 1. It's unconventional because, say it with me, what are the odds? But seriously though, the exception is always the loudest voiced. You hardly hear about some chill dude who spent 2 years in help desk, 1 year in cloud support, and then found his way to cybersecurity. You don't hear about that. These guys exist, but you never really see them on the internet talking about stuff like that because it's not as interesting as the guy who says stuff like,
"Hey, I was 18 when I started making 6 figures in cybersecurity."
That's a little self-jab. Or the guy who is like,
"Hey, I passed my OSCP and PMPT in 3 months."
And that's a jab to my homie Trayvon. I can jab him because he's the homie. Also, by the way, check out my recent interview with him where he discusses his transition into offensive security, from defensive security, getting OSCP, PMPT, and also becoming a red teamer. Link will be in the description below. In all seriousness though, people who have exceptional experiences tend to be the loudest voice. So always keep this in mind when you listen to such people, and of course use them as motivation, but know that there's a reason why they are the exception. Now, onto the final chapter. Chapter 3. Stay in your own lane. So I have a bad habit that I'm sure you might relate to if you're watching this video. I compare myself to people around me. Now, this is natural. I believe it's an ingrained instinct for humans to do this. So for example, in every job I've ever had in my career, I've always been the youngest person on the team with the least experience. I really don't have control over that, but it still makes me compare myself to my colleagues sometimes. It's not healthy, but I just naturally do it. It's something I'm trying to get better at not doing because no matter how much I try or think about it, that's not gonna change anytime soon, at least as far as I know. So the best thing I can do, or you can do, is focus on being better at what I already do and improve daily. All that being said, there's nothing wrong with comparison, but there is a problem when comparison becomes the yardstick by which you define your success and abilities in cybersecurity. There are a lot of exceptional people in this field, and the best thing you can do for yourself is better than you were yesterday, not better than the next person. If you try to be better than the next person, you'll end up burning out, suffering from imposter syndrome, and never really experiencing true fulfillment. As a slightly competitive person myself, I learned this the hard way, so trust me when I tell you this, stay in your own lane. You'll be better off for it, and your cybersecurity career will be better off for it. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.